Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Vampire the Masquerade, 5th edition, Ancestral Blood, episode 3, our last episode of this short mini chronicle that we've been playing as our lovely kindred, our fledglings, and our older kindred as well have been here for quite the ride for their family. That's all I can say as to how it's been going thus far. And now we get to see where this little story that we've been on these past couple of weeks will take us, and what the players will do with some of the choices that have been placed in front of them, or will be placed in front of them at the beginning of this session. Before we get into the game itself, I would, of course, like to go through the usual housekeeping things that we go through on ManjiRPG, starting with, of course, our schedule for the next week or so. So this, of course, is our last episode of Ancestral Blood, so we likely will be off for Mondays for some time, though we do have plans for something else to come back on Mondays to be announced. But the rest of the schedule for this week is, of course, tomorrow we return for Blades in the Dark. That will be a return from, we were off last week, and we will be back again this week for Blades. And then, of course, on Thursday, we are back for Rock and Roleplay. So see you this Thursday for our next episode of Rock and Roleplay. And then Friday is actually also a conclusion of a story, at least the season. We are going to be in our last episode of this season for Grim Domains this coming Friday. Then we'll be on a short break, and we'll return for the next season for whatever domain we traverse to next. And then, of course, Sundays is Icewind Dale. So I think the Icewind Dale crew will be off this coming Sunday because it is Mother's Day here in the U.S. So gotta hang out with our moms. Yep. Okay. So hang out with your moms if you're in the U.S. or if not, you should do that anyway. So they'll be off this coming Sunday. But yeah, that's about it for the schedule for ManjiRPG. It does look like we lost a Silas. Where are you, boy? Come back. Did he leave?
Do you have gray screens for all of us, or did Chris do that custom? Because now I'm scared.
Oh, I did that.
Nope.
Oh, God.
Sorry about that. I'm here.
Okay. So I think that's everything for the announcements. Am I missing anything, George and crew? No?
Don't think so.
Okay. All right. So with that, without further ado, let us get into episode 3 of Ancestral Blood. So, last week we ended on a big note. The 4 of our fledglings, the 4 Lysander children, they went on their first hunt outside of their family's residence as kindred. And it was a mixed success, some would say. They were mostly all able to feed, except Dorian, though he did lie about his feeding habits among his family. But they all were able to at least feed, some more clean than others, some with some unfortunate baggage that they had to carry or get rid of in some cases. And so after reporting back to the family, there was a bit of tense moments and tense words exchanged. There were some revelations and things revealed. And now, truly, the Lysander children are ready to leave their nest and become the kindred they were destined to be. Their old lives gone, their unlives reborn, and they are now here at the cusp of what they could do for their family or not do. And that is the question of what is to happen next. So to start the session this evening, I'm going to return us right back to where we were, on a boat. A nice, big yacht in the middle of Lake Michigan, with the skyline of Chicago, not far, but far enough where you can't even see the people walking across the various shorelines of the lake. And you, Dorian, stand out there with your mother on this yacht that you and your family have used many summers. But now you stand here in the evening with a body in front of you. The body of a man. He looks like he has dark red hair. He is kindred. His hair is kind of shaved on the sides. He has tattoos on his arms. He wears a leather jacket. He looks like he would be in his 30s, 40s maybe. But of course, it's hard to tell how old the kindred actually is, what generation they are. But your mother stands over this man. She says to you, he was what we call an anarch. They are those who defect from the Camarilla. They try to start their own movements among kindred and, well, usually it doesn't go well for them. Especially not here in Chicago.
I can see that.
He was a leader of a small group of anarchs, and, well, we've kept him alive for some time so that if we ever needed more information on the group that he had, we could always just wake him up, bring him out of this torpor state, get some answers, and then throw him back in the lake. You know, his clan is quite dangerous, the Bruja. They are rebellious in their own right. And your father is not very fond of Bruja in general. But they have their uses.
Yes, I suppose so. How many more are down there?
Well, not many anymore. Only a few remain. If too many went missing, it would, of course, raise some questions. But then again, kindred seem to sometimes just disappear or die without people always knowing what happened.
I see. So, how often are we going to come out here and do this?
As much as we need to, my son. Especially now that you all are brought into this, things are going to get more heated and tense among your uncle and your father.
Oh,
We need
why
to make
wait
sure
then?
we're prepared.
Why not just drag the lake, drain them all?
There are still a few that your father may need. He doesn't know about this, what we're doing.
You really think that Dad's on our side?
I do.
In all
He
these
cares
years,
about-
hasn't felt that way.
It's hard to It's hard to see from his point of view. He has so much responsibility. It's cutthroat in the Ventrue circles. It's...
What point of view should I look at it from, Mom? I've got my own point of view. That's all I have. We were kids. He wasn't there. And when he was, it wasn't great.
I know. And I'm sorry if we ever failed you as parents. Now that you're in this, though, you could make a new relationship with your father. Now that you know. All of you could. We can actually be a family.
And you're saying Jacques is the only reason that we aren't?
If any of you do one thing wrong in his eyes, he could turn you over to the sheriff of Chicago, to one of the hounds, to the prince himself. He could call up Kevin Jackson himself and have him come and take you all away.
I won't let that happen.
I won't let it happen either. And that's why we need to do this. She kneels down to the body and she adjusts the stake that's sticking through his heart, just so that it remains in place and he doesn't rouse. Now, Dorian, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm giving you that choice. I'm not going to force you to do this, and if you choose not to, I'm not going to tell anybody.
I thought you knew me better than that. Of course I'm going to do this.
I know.
And he kneels down beside the body.
Oh, God. Sorry, I'm the audience right now. Okay.
And he grabs his arm and holds his wrist up to his face. And he takes a plunging bite.
Okay.
And he drinks deeply from the blood of this torpid Bruja.
Well, as you do, you begin to have this sweet vitae. The vitae, the blood of other kindred, and this is for all of you, it actually tastes really good most of the time. And it is a very sweet, it's like a dessert wine. And you enjoy it. And as you're continuing to drink from this bruja, you feel empowered, but you can't stop, your mother says. You need to finish all the way. You need to drink every drop of his blood in order for this to work.
And I've been very hungry, and the blood that I have had has not tasted good. This is the first time that I've tasted anything like this. And I think I would be voracious in consuming this blood.
And it looks, in this moment, if the camera were to look at this scene, it looks a moment of feral, bestial feeding that you have, like a predator with your meal right in front of you, brought to you by your mother.
I'm sure it starts normal, like just a standard bite, but then after a while is like just making feral noises as I am just digging into this.
And
I'm
you
sure there's
continue to
blood
drink.
all over my face and down my neck.
You drink from this bruja, and once it gets down to the last drop of blood, minutes pass. Usually a feeding is only a few seconds, 30 seconds at best, but this takes 2 to 3 to 4 minutes of you draining. And there are some rolls we have to make sure that this happens.
Oh boy.
First of all,
Boy.
Rolling
you
time.
you immediately actually, I think we have to do it first and then you lose a point of humanity. The Diablos loses 1 point of humanity. They must then roll a contest of... Okay, nope, you immediately lose 1 point of humanity. So go ahead and take that. I think that's how it works. So go ahead and take that drop in humanity.
Got it.
Then you must make your humanity plus your own blood potency. So you can do this as a manual roll of d10s. So count how many humanity you have, and your blood potency is 1. So that's the total you will roll.
Okay, so it's 7 d10s then.
Okay. And then
7 plus 1. Is that what it is? Sorry.
Oh, is it 7 plus 1? Oh yeah.
what's it,
okay.
well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would be 7. Oh no, wait. Oops, wrong.
Plus the
1,
one
2,
blood potency.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 1. Yes, plus the 1 blood potency.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Okay.
Plus the victim's resolve plus blood potency. One moment. What is their BP? I forgot to look that up.
So
if you can manually roll, you can do even /roll in the chat, in the Roll20 chat, and that will pull that up for you.
So 8. So 8 d10, and then do I add? You said do I add resolve to each of these, or I'm just gonna roll them separately?
Nope. You just roll that, and he's going to roll his resolve plus blood potency to resist this, basically,
Got it.
or to see how well you do. Resolve plus BP. Where is resolve?
Did that do that properly? I'm not sure.
Yes, it did. So you have 1, 2, 3 successes. That's all.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's not
no.
great.
Why
That's
you
not
say it
great.
like that?
Not great. Okay.
Wait, I only rolled 6.
No,
Wait.
you rolled 8 to 10. 1,
It
2,
did?
3, 4,
Oh,
5,
it did.
6,
Yeah, I
7,
see.
8.
I see. My
You
bad.
roll, yeah. So your successors are an 8, the 7, and the 9, and that's all. Okay, and let's roll his resolve plus blood potency. That is.
This campaign is about to become a do not do drugs campaign, but for diablerizing.
Yeah.
Do not do the drugs.
Listen, kids, not even once.
Oh,
Not do the
1,
diableries.
2. Oh my
Oh.
God! He only rolled 2 successes. Oh
This is-
shit! All
We're in the
right.
bad times.
All right. Well, that actually is good for you, Dorian. You beat his roll.
Oh.
Okay.
That's all we need.
Um,
Okay. Take the W.
So every success gives the Diablerist 5 experience points to immediately spend on either A, increasing your blood potency, or B, adding the disciplines. So you had 3 successes, so you get 15 experience points.
Nice.
You now have the ability to unlock 3 different types of disciplines from the Bruja discipline list. So you can
that's
get
cool.
either celerity, potence, and then presence, which you would already have as a Ventrue, or you can choose to bump up your blood potency to 2, which gives you some nice perks. So the choice is yours, Dorian.
So I think I'll do blood potency up by 1,
Okay.
and
Now
then
you're at BP2.
I could increase an attribute or a skill.
You could.
The power. So the powers underneath a discipline. What are those called? Are those sorcery rituals? Blood sorcery rituals? Is that how would I add another like? Could I
Oh,
add
a discipline, like a skill, one of your. Yes, you can add one from which. What are you taking? Or
Well, it would cost 5 just to get the discipline. Would that give me the power underneath it as well? Like, how does that work? Would I need to unlock the discipline
you-
and then spend more?
I think you need to unlock the discipline first and then spend.
Okay, so I don't have enough for that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just go with increasing an
The BP.
attribute.
Or yeah, and the BP.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, and the blood potency.
And the last thing for you is the victim was a lower generation than you. So your generation goes lowers by 1. So you guys are 13th gen. You are now a 12th generation kindred, which means you have the ability to sire somebody if you wanted to, and they wouldn't become a thin blood.
Oh,
Just saying.
options. All right.
Although I don't know if Dorian would do that.
The floor
But-
is yours, Dorian.
Hey, you got a wife, right?
I do. I do have a
Oh
wife.
wait.
So, I mean, any of you could, but
Wife
for the everybody else, they become thin bloods. Okay, so
Now, I'm pretty sure I need permission to do that, though. There would be other
you
consequences.
do need yes,
for-
there would be other consequences. Yes.
Yeah.
You,
I mean,
you do need
did ju-
permission.
you also did just commit diablerie, so I think that's a little.
So why not?
You did
Might as
break
well
a huge
in for a
rule.
penny, in for a pound, right? Might
Yeah,
as well go do
I
it.
mean,
This is like the forbidden of forbiddens. So like you might live. Well, I'm not gonna get to it. Okay, so that's all. So you finish off this. You finish off this bruja, and the minute this kindred, the last drop of blood, vitae, leaves this kindred, it disappears into dust. It completely fades from existence. It is no longer a body, a corpse. It is gone. And that is the end of this anarch. And his vitae is now in you, Dorian, and you have access to some of the things. And in a way, you kind of feel that. You feel like part of this kindred that you don't even know is now part of you. And you feel your blood grow stronger from just this little taste, for this big taste, really. And now you are much more powerful. Your mother says this. You are more powerful than all of your siblings. So you must protect them. As
Of
will
course.
I.
What now?
Now,
Are you sure we can't get another one from the lake?
that's all for now, Dorian. The time will come, and there will be more.
Okay. All right. I guess we should go back before someone notices we're gone.
Yes, and remember, this is our secret, Dorian.
Yeah.
And she begins to take the yacht and return back to Gold Coast. The two of you return for the evening. And we enter into the next evening, where I would like all of you to make a rouse check for the next evening to see if you get a little hungrier.
But I'm already hungry.
Joke's on you. I'm always hungry.
Oh, no.
Oh no. I'm
All right.
hungrier again.
So Val failed, so she gets +1 to her hunger.
Back to 4.
Silas succeeded. Jacques failed. Willow succeeded. And Dorian, what about you?
Yay.
I will roll for the parents. Okay, fail for Silas Sr. You're good, Dorian. And a success for our mother.
Father is hungry.
Yes.
Oh no,
So-
Daddy.
The next evening, Silas Jr.,
Yes.
you
Huh?
get a summons to the Tremere Chantry.
Ooh.
Ooh.
My favorite.
And without any protest or hesitation, your father and Jacques let you leave. And you are taken by one of their ghouls or drivers over to the Chantry.
Oh, thanks for the raid.
Hey,
Thank you, Erica.
Thanks, Erica. Welcome.
Hello.
And at the Chantry, you get a meeting with the regent himself,
Ooh.
Abraham Dusabal. He is a well-dressed man. Looks like he's probably in his maybe at the time of his age when he was turned. He's probably in his 40s or 50s. He carries. He has a somewhat regal demeanor to him, and he was there during your initial indoctrination into the Tremere Chantry and House Tremere. He didn't say much when that was happening, but he was watching in the back like a grandfather at a dance recital. And he comes to you today and introduces himself formally to you and says that think that you and I are going to get along very well.
Sorry, what is his title again? How do you address him?
I would call him Regent Dusable, I
Regent
suppose.
Deuceable, yes, okay. Yes, Regent Deuceable. Thank you. It's a honor to finally meet you in person.
You as well, young Silas. I am familiar with your family. They have been part of Chicago for many generations, as have I. And they have been loyal to the Camarilla, as have I. I'm curious what your relationship with your family is. How would you describe it?
Well, recently we've been as close as ever, but for the last 28 years, I've wanted nothing more than to get out of the Lysander limelight.
That is good news for us. You see, we know that you were not fond of your family, Silas. And that is why we agreed to embrace you and welcome you into our own family. You see, we respect many of the families within Chicago. We respect many of the bloodlines within Chicago. But there are some things that can be rather concerning that happen among these families, and can hardly blame you as to why you feel not close with them. There is,
Yes.
especially among Ventrue families, there are many reasons why things can be rather cutthroat.
Growing up was difficult with my father, yes.
Well, I know that you are still new into this life, and we hope to teach you more of things that you can learn among our clan, among our skills. We possess skills that none other can possess.
I have been taught a few things in the few weeks that I have been here. Some of the other magi have been extremely welcoming.
Yes. You are gifted in the power of seeing things, but also we will teach you more about how you can take the blood of kindred or kine and manipulate it to get things that you need and learn things about others.
I'm looking forward to that.
There's something, Silas, that I must tell you about your family. We believe there's someone in your family who is a monster.
It's got to be Jacques, right?
It is unclear who it is.
Okay.
But if
What would you have me do?
if you wish to be welcomed into our home, we hope that you can help us find who this monster is and kill them. It will bring you much respect among the Tremere and the Camarilla if you were to find who this is. It's a surefire way to get eyes on you and move you up rather quickly.
Well, you say kill them. I am but a new fledgling. Would that be possible in my state?
It may be difficult. I'm sure you could find a way. But if it also comes to it, if you find a way to put them in torpor and bring them to us, we can also turn them in. And of course, if you kill them, there are ways for us to see, even after death, what has happened. So don't worry.
And what about when I find this monster, as you say? What happens to the rest of my family?
That is up to you as well. I do not know the inner workings and relationships of all of your siblings and other relatives. But you must determine who among your family is the monster. And the rest of your family, you may do what you please. We are only concerned about you, Silas. There's something else I want to teach you. A quick lesson in blood sorcery. Perhaps it will help you in finding out who this person is. Now, you will learn that having the blood of other kindred is very valuable. If you are able to get even a drop of blood, you can learn many things about them. There is one ritual that you can, or I shouldn't say ritual, there is one
Thaumaturgy?
means, yes, that you can do to find out information about the members of your family. Now, on a surface level, with just the right components, you can find out some very surface level things about them, what their clan is, and perhaps how old they are. But if you are able to get at least a vial, and he hands you a small vial, much like you've seen and when you take blood from patients at the hospital, he hands you the vial. If you're able to get at least a vial of this, you might be able to learn even more.
Interesting.
And with a taste of this, you will feel it, and you will know, Silas.
Okay.
And he does teach you some of the
Yeah?
some of the blood magic, some of the thaumaturgy that you now have, and he teaches you something that would be a little bit more ritualistic. And he explains that this normally, like, it might take you some time to hone, but he does have faith that you will be able to learn very quickly and understand more about the blood. And he reminds you, just this vial's worth of any of their blood, and you might be able to find out more.
I will do my best, Regent Isabel, and report back as soon as I have an answer.
Of course. And you stay in the Chantry for probably a couple more hours. You look through some of the various books and lore that they have there. It's, in a way, you kind of feel at home. It is better to be here in some ways than be back with your family. And when it's finally time to leave, you almost don't want to leave. You'd rather stay here. But the car does eventually come and take you back to your family. But before we return, there was another summoning among the kindred, among the fledglings. Val, your father, the night before, told you that he wanted to speak with you. And one of his ghouls does knock on your door, and she takes you to his car, and the two of you take a drive through Chicago. The driver in the front seat, seemingly focusing on what they need to do and not really paying attention to your conversation, but still there. And in some ways it feels awkward, but he doesn't seem to mind that there's a third party in this car. And you take a drive through the loop of Chicago, the Chicago Loop, where there are tall buildings and businesses all around, the heart of Ventrue territory. And as he looks out the windows, and it's quiet for the first half of the drive as you guys go from the Gold Coast to the Loop. And it's a quiet, awkward tension, but your father just looks out the window and stares at all of these buildings. And he says to you, eventually he breaks the silence. There are many things I have planned for you children, for my children. Our family has built so much. And we have a legacy here in Chicago. And of course I am proud of that legacy, but Val, do you feel any pride for the legacy that our family carries?
I didn't before. We were changed. Didn't mean anything to me before, but I've accepted this as a gift. I can get whatever I want from anyone. It all seems to make a little more sense. Now.
It does, doesn't it? Some of the things that... The reason why I haven't always been there for you. Or... your siblings. It does start to make sense, doesn't it? There are many things about this family, about our business. Our business is important to me, but there are things deeper than the business. And there's been time where I've had to think about which of my children I would entrust this information with. And I thought that my son Dorian would be the one. But I don't think he is going to be the one to carry this. Val, I think
Dorian.
it's you.
Dorian's too good.
He is. Having a family is important. Having children is important. But if you cling on to those things too much, you'll never be able to get anywhere. It's family that keeps us together. Us. All of us. We have each other. We don't need anything else.
And what happens when family turns on you? Or isn't there for you?
And they
That's
are
a
no
tie.
longer. They are no longer family if that's the case.
Huh.
And they never were. You see, Val, our family name, Lysander, it goes back many, many, many generations. Many, many, many years. And I have been entrusted to keep the first of our name safe. They are a ancient kindred, what we call a Methuselah. And they are the first of our family and our bloodline. And they are kept somewhere hidden. They are asleep, but they are hidden. And our family business is actually all to make sure that this ancient kindred, this Methuselah, stays safe. And eventually, you will have to be the one to keep them safe as well.
Why do we keep them safe? Will they ever awaken? Will they ever protect us? Are they any use to us?
I do like that you've asked in that manner what use they can be to us. They could awaken one day, but for now they slumber. If they do awaken, they will be very hungry, and we have to be ready to give them what they need to sustain. But that family name is what keeps us powerful. The Camarilla knows about this Methuselah. They know of it, they don't know where it sleeps. We have that power over them. We have that fear in them that if they were to ever cross our family, we could awaken this Methuselah. There are only a few of us who know. Your uncle, myself, your mother, and soon you will know. You have the power to make people do what you need them to do. Dorian has that power as well, but you use it much better than he does. And so that is why I think you are best fit for this role.
I can't say I disagree. I don't
I'm glad.
know. I mean, I'm certain Dorian has the ability, but like I said, maybe he can be put to use in another way that doesn't destroy him.
And you and I need to find that purpose for him, because I've yet to see it.
He's stronger than you think. I mean, I know you know that, but don't underestimate him.
He doesn't really reply to you when you say that. He hasn't even really made much eye contact with you upon telling you these things. He's been just continuing to stare at these buildings
Oh, God.
as you drive through the loop. Now, what I'm telling you, please keep between us, Val. Eventually, I will take you to where this Methuselah slumbers. It will not be tonight. But in time, you will learn more. And if you choose not to, we can make this go away. I can make you forget everything that I've just told you. But if you're willing to accept this, we will move forward.
It seems like a reasonable request with the information that I have. I am sure I'll have other tasks, and I must serve my clan as well, but like you said, family, right?
Yes. It's... For all of these years, I never thought it would be you, Valerie. I never thought you would be the one that would be sitting in this car. I thought it would be Dorian. I knew it wouldn't be Silas. And Willow, she's a sweet girl, but she's not capable of this.
Val's getting a little indignant at this. Not because he's insulting her siblings, but she's like, that was calculated, you know. I know I come off as a certain, I don't know, airhead type, I guess, but it's easier to get things that way.
You truly are a rose, Val. That is exactly what they do. And that's why I'm so proud of you. And the two of you continue your drive. Again, somewhat quiet, somewhat tense, as he shared this information with you and only you. And you return. Jacques and Willow, the two of you have been left at the house.
Aww.
While the rest of your siblings are out.
Well, I'm busy, so I'm speaking to Machiavelli in my purse. So, you know.
You're never too busy to spend time with your Uncle Jacques. Have you
Are you
been
gonna
doing those drills like I told you?
Where you tell me to breathe on people and then stab them?
I never said stab. I never said stab.
Yes, you did!
Okay, sometimes stab. Mostly bite.
Well.
You still
no,
drinking from a teacup?
Yes. What? I'm not a savage. Well, it's better than not.
It's fine.
Could be drinking from a blood bag.
You're right. You know, that's a lot worse.
Sorry, Chris. So you're gonna show me how to do the I'm really good at the breathing part, but the stabbing part, you're gonna show me that part next?
Yeah, I can show you a few things.
Okay, let's go now. I'm ready. Machiavelli's ready too. Machiavelli peeks out of the purse and looks at you.
I'm gonna start showing her a few ways to like use
murder time.
potent and other abilities that involve strength and I don't know if she's gonna learn any of it, but
She's not strong. She's not strong. She's more stealthy.
no, lift with your blood. Lift with your blood.
Lift with your blood. Blood is a liquid. You can't lift with blood.
Oh my God, child.
Show me how to lift with blood. Show me where it says you can do that. That's
You
not
let
real.
the
You're
blood flow through you and it gives you strength.
Blood always flows through you.
No, it actually doesn't. We're dead, remember?
I mean,
It only
you might
flows
be.
through when you focus. That's what the blush of life is. You force the blood up from your, I don't know. Silas Jr. might understand this a little bit better. Maybe he can explain it to you.
Where does the blood sit if it's not always moving?
It sits inside you.
But where then?
I don't know, your belly.
Oh. So you're telling me if someone stabbed me in the stomach, I would lose all my blood?
No. You would
just
heal
said-
from the stab wound.
Then why have you been teaching me how to stab people if it's not going to even
Because
matter?
the people were hunting. Look, Willow, listen to me.
I'm listening.
I know you're not the brightest. And I
Who said
know
that?
that's not an insult. I'm talking amongst your siblings. Okay? Oh, did you think you were the brightest?
Oh, no, but I'm definitely the most creative and
We're not arguing that, sweetie, okay? Look, you're not the brains of the family, and that's okay. All right? You're not the face. Val has that, okay?
you just called me stupid and ugly.
No, I didn't. I said you're not the smartest and not the prettiest.
What else is there?
You can be the most vicious. You can be the hound the family lets loose when our enemies think they can get one over on us. I don't think the other family members have the temperament for it, but you can be made into a sick killing machine.
Well, I don't know if I would say sick, but if you teach me how to properly stab someone in the stomach so it empties all their blood, then yes, I could definitely do that. Show me how to do that.
Okay, you focus your blood into your hand and using like some chopped meat or something, I show her as I punch my hand through the meat with no issues.
Meat. I can't hear the word meat anymore.
As you're doing this, Jacques, and you're teaching Willow some of your own ways that you manipulate blood to use your own disciplines. Silas Jr., you do return from your trip with the Chantry. Dorian, you've been around. You spent some time with your mother in the beginning of the evening, but you remain at the house. And the last one to return is Silas Sr., and Val. But the group of you do return back to the home, all together again as siblings and a family. There's a bit of a tense air among all of you as you all don't really know what you've been doing in your separate ways and don't really care to ask. Maybe you all have your own things that you're keeping to yourselves. You rather not divulge those things to your other family members. But it just remains quiet as you all see each other's faces again for this evening.
Filled with hate.
And that's where another meeting, a family meeting, is called. A family dinner in the dining room with no food.
This is 2 family dinners in a month. I mean, this is the most we've gotten together in years.
Yes, but where's the dinner?
I'm sure it'll walk in at any moment now.
I actually feel quite all right.
I feel fine.
All good for you guys.
Yeah.
As you all enter into the room, into the dining room, it's once again at the head is your father, Silas. Sitting to the right of him is your mother, and sitting to the left is Jacques. Now, it's been a few more evenings since your hunt, and since you've all been getting more familiar with how to live in this unlife. Jacques, I think there are some things that you would like to review, as you are the head of this family, of course.
Oh.
Maybe we should wait until after we eat. I'm famished.
Agreed.
Of course. Let's bring in the meal then. And this time, you are brought actually vitae by a ghoul, and it's not actually from a person. It is vitae, but it is in glasses, wine glasses. They are brought out. You do not have to feed from an actual
Nice.
person.
Finally.
And there are various types of blood. There are some, whatever you prefer, if it is a male, female, or non-binary, and what age, things like that. There are different palettes. There are various trays of blood in these nice goblets brought out for all of you to pick. And you are welcome to choose. Sky.
Sorry, I'm muted too. I normally muted when I'm not talking.
And one of the kind in the other room, who's just getting taken care of, is brought out.
Somebody being turned into one.
Yeah.
Keep it down back there! I hate it when they try to ruin the meal.
And you all do. Which of you partake in these goblets of blood that are brought out for you?
I will take.
Well, I'm definitely curious.
Okay.
Is this like a tasting? Do we swirl and sniff and...
And you do see your father kind of have a flight of various.
Oh my god, love that for him.
In front of him. And he does indeed pick up his goblet, swirl it a bit, and take a sip.
What's that one? The one that you just picked?
This one is one of my favorite types.
What is it? I want to try.
It is those of my employees.
Ooh.
This one, he worked in marketing. He takes a sip.
Did you lay him off? You
Not
said
yet.
work.
Who was that specifically? So
said
my
worked.
division.
Yes.
Dude, somebody in your office just got fucking got.
Yikes.
What? You didn't really think we donated to the Red Cross, did you?
Oh.
Just curious.
It'd be funny if we.
All those
to fill
blood
a role.
drives. You know, like to get a nice stockpile
So
in case things go bad.
You've had access to reserve blood, and you forced me out that night. This family just keeps getting better and better.
One day the
This is-
stockpiles can dry up.
I feel
You
bad
gotta
for
be ready
then.
to eat the old way, Junior.
I prefer the way I do. Kind of
I
like,
thought-
don't like seeing where the sausage is made.
I'm
sauce.
poor thing. I Willow tugs on Silas Jr.'s sleeve as just kind of like as that's happening. Just don't worry. I always carry 2 teacups in my purse in case you need to not drink it like a savage.
Thank you, Willow. I appreciate that.
Got you.
Junior,
Or I can
just-
start carrying a bag.
Understand. I don't want you to be a monster like me. But if you don't know how to feed directly from the vein, one day, let's say, the blood bank adds new security, or you lose your credentials, or your identity, you have to get a new one because you've been alive for 300 years, and then that day that you need blood, if you have to get it from the vein, are you going to have the self-control not to kill him? I know that kind of thing matters to you, so...
It does, and I learned on the first day that we were embraced, and it's still stuck in my memory like a nightmare, so I'm sure I can draw it up if I need to, but for now,
Better that
That's-
than you leaving a corpse, right?
that is true. But until that day comes, Uncle, and he'll pull a blood bag out of his pocket, I prefer my own.
I'll take his, and I'll like grab an extra glass.
I'll have what Dad's drinking, and he'll pour from the same
Employees?
reserve there.
So, Stephen from marketing,
Mhm.
you also enjoy.
I can tell it's a bit sour, just
Mm,
like him.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
That's what marketing will do to you.
Roger the
Uh,
janitor is more my taste.
Mm.
Oh.
And those of you who do partake, you may drop 1 in your hunger.
Drop one.
If I had 2 glasses, can I do 2?
Yes. If you decide to overindulge, you can drop 2.
Oh, they
And
brought
if you're
one
at
out for
0
Silas.
hunger, does drinking when you're at 0 hunger cause any effect?
Not
I
that
not
I'm
be
aware
drinking?
of.
Okay, I'm just stuffed.
You could just, you just drink it. It tastes good,
too
but
much,
you,
Hmm.
So, as you all partake in your drink, the air gets tense again.
Yeah. As it
It's
does
tense.
here.
You wait for one of your elders to speak, your father, your mother, your uncle. But before that happens, we'll take a break. It's a little early, but we gotta figure out, we're trying to get our recording thingy working, and it's not working. So,
Just
we
10
are going
minutes?
to take a quick break. Yeah, 10-minute break. We're going to take a 10-minute break, everybody.
Get a
Go
snack and drink.
get yourself a snack and drink, because you can, because you're human and not a kindred. So you got to do your things, like go to
think.
the bathroom, and all of those things that that normal humans do and not kindred. So go hydrate, all of that. We'll be right back in like 10 minutes, and we'll find out what happens at this family meeting. So be right back, everybody.
See you in a bit. And blood.
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 Tracy,
Chat, they were threatening us.
I'm getting threatened, and I don't like it.
Welcome back, everybody, to Ancestral Blood.
I'm
As
scared.
we enter into our second half of this episode, the family has all gathered together at the dinner table and enjoyed some delicious vitae together in beautiful decorated goblets. Amongst this table, where Silas Sr. sits at the head and looks to Jacques.
Family, gather round. I have something I'd like to say to all of you.
They're already here.
Yeah.
Go on.
Jacques.
Now, been a while since we've had a family of kindred in this household this big. I want to thank each of you for being patient. And accepting this transition into your new life. We have high hopes for all of you here. And we've spared no expense to make sure that you are set up for success. However, of the four of you, 3 members of the family have violated codes, laws of the Camarilla, and even risked breaching the masquerade. Now, as you understand, this cannot be tolerated. I'm going to go through the offenses one by one. And I'm going to be doling out the punishments as I see fit. Do we understand each other?
Crystal.
Sure.
Wait, but it's not me though, right? You said 3. I'm not included in that number.
Starting off,
Oh.
Dorian.
Yeah,
Yes,
would
Jacques.
be you.
We know all about what you're doing. You didn't think it through.
Oh, you know about what I'm doing. Please elaborate.
We know about the phone call to your wife. She called the cops, Dorian. That is a breach of the masquerade. Something.
How was that a breach of the masquerade? What did she say?
She
My
got
husband
cops
isn't home?
sniffing around. Says that something's unwell with her husband. Says that we have some kind of cult here. They come around asking questions. You understand what that could do to this family? Do you
Did any
understand
of them
what you put
mention
at risk?
kindred? I didn't risk anything.
You
I'm
called
risking my
her.
marriage.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
told her nothing. You think I'm the first husband to disappear from their family?
You made the kind start sniffing around. If it weren't for my connections to the police, I wouldn't have been able to make this go away.
Well, good. Then there's no problem. That's
No.
what connections are for.
No, there's no problem thanks to Uncle Jacques. But make sure it doesn't happen again. As for your wife, we went ahead and made sure that she forgot your little phone call and her conversation with the cops. She's safe.
So what? So what, she just thinks that I just ran out on her? What does she think now?
She remembers you visiting home. She remembers you reassuring her. Everything's fine, don't worry. We're looking out for you. Just like we're looking out for you, Junior.
Oh, it's your turn. Fun.
I figured as much.
Your little run to the blood bank. You were able to convince the staff there pretty good. They didn't ask any questions. The security guard, though, who caught you on camera, drinking from a blood bag, almost uploaded it to YouTube. We had to make sure that he was quiet.
YouTubers.
But we made sure all the evidence went away. Camarilla doesn't have to know. We clean up our own messes in this family. We look out for each other. Just like I'm looking out for all of you. Unfortunately, I can't be so lenient with the last violation of our family's code and the codes of the Camarilla. You disappointed me, Anna.
Oh my god! Knew it wasn't me.
Diablerie?
Oh.
What are you
Drinking
talking
the
about?
blood of kindred who we put into torpor. It's disgusting.
What are you talking about, Jacques? You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, honey, we've known for months. We know everything you did. Why do you think we decided to rise the family up, to embrace all the children now? We need to make sure we shored our defenses because of the target you put on our backs.
You don't know anything, Jacques. You think you know everything. You think you do, but you don't. You don't know it all. You're not going to hurt me or any of my children.
Your children are fine.
No. No. You can't be trusted, Jacques. You're only out for yourself and your own Nosferatu clan. You don't care about this family at all.
No.
You care about yourself and your own interests.
That's rich coming from you. How many have you drank so far? You knew it was wrong, but you didn't think about what it was going to do to your mind, did you?
Why? What would it do?
I'm sure many of you have picked up on it. Your mother hasn't been acting quite the way she should be lately. Not quite herself. More erratic. It corrupts the mind drinking from fellow kindred. And it corrupts the blood. It is the worst offense.
And
She's
your
been acting differently. I mean, surely it's because all of our kids are being turned into kindred.
and your evidence, Jacques? That is quite the accusation.
He's right. You have no proof, Jacques. You can't just say things like that.
Marcus?
It's Marcus.
Yes, sir.
Show them.
Of course, sir.
Chill.
And what is it that you're having Marcus show them, Jacques?
Oh, shit.
Photos of her down in the harbor, dredging up these bodies, drinking from them. We also have receipts
Oh.
for all the boats you took out and chartered out there. It was clever putting it under the name of a shipping company. We didn't notice at first until we realized those boats were too small to ship anything.
This means nothing, Jacques. To the Camarilla. You... Sure, photos. But this isn't enough evidence to go up to the prince himself.
Anna, sweetie, this was just my personal verification of the facts. The prince came to me. We didn't have to double check his work, but we did. I made sure we did for Silas and for your children's sake.
So what? You're just gonna throw her to the wolves? You're just going to give her over? What is the punishment?
What are they gonna do?
I thought the point of all this was family. She's our family.
She's a murderer.
But maybe she has a good reason. Uncle Jacques, haven't we all said that the whole point of this is that, aren't we like the best family around? Why shouldn't we do what we want?
What is it we say, Silas, about family?
If you turn against us, then you never were family. He looks to Anna. I loved you, Anna. I knew what you were doing as well. And it broke my heart. It broke my heart that you went against me, that you went against this family. To try to make ends meet on your own. We were building something together, and you decided to take matters into your own hands. Anna looks at her husband. And her deep red eyes don't even look like they... It's hard for you all to see if she feels remorse, sorrow. It's hard to tell. But she looks at all of you. She looks... My children. I just want to protect you all. This life is cruel and unkind, especially to young ones like yourselves. And I want to make sure that you all are protected. Please. Please, you have to...
Don't worry, Anna. They're gonna be protected. They're gonna be safe.
By putting us all at risk, Mother.
I didn't put any of you at risk.
You don't think the Camarilla would come knocking once they found out what you've done?
You don't think they're gonna come knocking the next time one of you go out and do something, and Jacques catches you on camera with photos and hands them over?
I was not killing fellow kindred, Mother. A simple slip-up for my first feeding in my life is a little bit different than draining fellow kindred.
But she did it for love, Sai.
Mom, we already have protection. You know that.
But we don't have protection from him. And she looks at Jacques. He will turn any of you in at any instant if he feels necessary. And I would never let that happen. I don't care if you killed the prince himself, I wouldn't turn you in. But he would.
This isn't right. This isn't right.
No.
What isn't right, Dorian? Speak up.
She's been more family to us than Dad ever was.
Family. You three talk about family like they've been in our lives for the last 20 fucking years. Do you remember? Val, your pageants, getting you ready. Willow, who helped you with your homework growing up, Willow?
You.
And Dorian. My brother Dorian, who was there for you when you were afraid of the dark?
Oh. So cute.
You talk to them like they're family.
This isn't a matter of defending them just because they're family. If you're not taking their side, you're taking Uncle Jacques' side, and what did he do for you? Or
Uncle
Dad.
Jacques.
He didn't ask you if you wanted this life, and from what I can tell, you're the only one here that is bucking against it.
I quite enjoy my life now, to be honest. And I'd like to keep my head on my shoulders.
He's not wrong. The punishment for diablerizing is final death.
And you're okay with that, Silas?
Which Silas?
I don't
Yes.
call Dad Silas.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Am I okay with our mother being... May, are you screaming right now?
No, it's the wrong screen. Hold on.
Oh, there she goes.
It's the wrong screen. It was my chatting screen.
Am I okay with our wonderful and beautiful mother experiencing final death? Of course not, no, but
Well, it seems like it.
we are all freshly turned. Is there not the biggest targets painted on our backs? What's to stop the Camarilla from coming in here and final deathing all of us at Jacques' command? Probably very little.
So we help her escape. We help her hide.
We
help her
say
run.
this right.
Help her Dorian, do you not listen to a word I just said? Help her escape.
There's got to be a way. We have means. We have resources.
We could leave.
None of this matters anymore. Silas Sr. speaks up. You're right. Your mother has committed one of the most heinous acts. And I don't want to see your mother die. But I don't see any other way around this.
I don't think you've tried to.
Well, who is this prince man really? Daddy, can't you be the prince man? Or maybe Uncle Jacques could be. Why can't our family be at the top? Why not?
Dear
Our family
sweet Willow, Val. There's always someone bigger, badder out there. Let's say we overthrew the prince. That's the Prince of Chicago. Even if we were to make that happen, you think the other princes in every city, you think the Camarilla at large is gonna turn a blind eye to it?
Well, if we do it well enough, maybe.
She's not wrong. That has happened before. As your mother speaks up, there are always ways around things. Final death isn't always the answer.
Silence, Anna!
Oh, That's kind of mean.
You want to protect your children, but you're talking them into an early grave. I know y'all don't like me. I know y'all retch at the thought of me. You think I'm a monster. But this monster has stayed alive. I've protected your father, I've protected Anna, and I've protected all of you. I haven't survived this long by being sentimental. When someone in your own family turns their back and paints a target on yours, you gotta get rid of them. We need to cut this out now.
No, you know how it is, Jacques. Every time we sire children into this family, they always die. They meet final death. All of our cousins and everybody, nobody's made it. But my children will
many
make
of them
it.
make mistakes. And some of your babies here might make mistakes. That's gonna happen.
And will you be the one to report them all?
He will. He always is.
I haven't
already said as
reported on
much.
Dorian. I haven't reported on Silas Jr.
You admitted to us yourself that you have taken out previous members of this family.
Oh, yes. Just as I'm about to do now. This
Does that
didn't
sound
need
like
to
you're
be
doing
up
it for
dis-
family or for yourself?
This didn't need to be up for discussion, Dorian. I'm trying to teach you all a lesson. We could have gotten rid of your mother before we turned any of you. We could have let you all go back to your homes and taken care of her ourselves. The only reason we're doing this with an audience tonight is so that the four of you learn a lesson. So the four of you understand what it takes to survive in this world. Your mother made the worst mistake you can make, and she thought she could play the rules the way she wants to play them, but she can't. Diablerizing's the greatest sin we have. You didn't just kill vampires, you did so for your own gain. You wanted to protect your babies, but now the Camarella's gonna be looking at them all real closely. But maybe if I hand your head on a platter, your babies will be safer. So tell me, who's looking out for this family? You?
Jacques, you already killed one of my children. Alan is dead.
I fucking. You killed Alan?
He was sent away because he wouldn't make it in this family.
He was a child, Jacques.
He's only 18.
He wasn't even turned? You killed him preemptively?
Jacques didn't kill him by his own hands, but he sent him away to die. Because he doesn't care.
And Dad, you knew about this? You were okay with that?
You let them kill Alan, Dad?
I'm not okay with it.
But then why did you let it happen?
Because sometimes
That's your baby.
Alan learned too much too soon. We couldn't turn him yet. And he started talking to people, reporters, bloggers.
he was studying our family history.
Why didn't you just tell him like you told us?
God forbid.
It was too late for him. Hunters were already sniffing around. We needed to make sure it looked like he lost his goddamn mind. We didn't kill him ourselves. We had him committed.
Bijan, we lost you. Your camera died.
We had him
Yes, yeah.
committed, and he...
But not in the stream.
Still see him in the street.
He didn't make it in there. It's regrettable. He could have been a valued member of this family.
Jacques. This is not the way. You know it. You know that I will do anything to protect my children.
So would I. I stand up and I'm charging her.
What?
And
I don't
she
like this
is-
anymore.
She is going to
Dorian.
also stand up. And there's about to be a battle up in here, everybody.
Oh!
Shit!
Everyone roll initiative. Just kidding, we don't have initiative.
Oh.
Dorian's
So-
going to stand up as well when he sees this.
So,
So will Silas. He's
woo, it's
Oh,
about to
we
get
getting up.
it's about to get spicy up in here. All
I
right.
don't have any combat abilities.
So-
Guess we gotta resort the.
yeah. This is gonna be a little noodle arm fight.
I'm a lingering kiss him on the cheek.
One moment.
Best I got is spreading madness to everyone in the room. How does everyone feel about that?
Oh,
I
what
got
does that
fortitude.
do?
I got fortitude. That's fine. Go for it.
Would
An
you
unslayable
also
mind.
like to be crazy?
I got unslayable mind. I'm good.
One
Go get him,
moment.
girly.
Okay. So, basically the way this works is everybody says what they're doing in a round and it all just kind of happens at once. It's not
love that.
like, yeah, it's not really like a 6 seconds per, we kind of just go through it and see what happens with what. And we roll contesting rolls and things like that. So, Jacques, you charge at Mother, at Anna Lysander. And is there something in particular you're looking to do? Are you going to use it as discipline? Or are you going to just grapple her? What is it that you're looking to do?
I charge up to her, and for a moment, I vanish. And I peer behind her, and my plan is to plunge my hand through her chest.
Okay.
Not the quick. Not
All
the
right.
quickie.
So I would like you to make a well, actually, I'm gonna wait. Is there anything as you guys see Jacques racing towards your mother? A couple of you stand up. Is there anything anybody else wants to do and call out in this round?
Yeah, I catch his gaze, and I'm going to. Is it called casting? I was gonna say I cast compel, but how would you say that?
Okay, so
I am
you're
going
going
to compel him.
Okay.
I'm going to
All
compel
right.
him. I'm just gonna yell, "Stop!"
Get him.
So, all right. Anything else anybody would like to do? You can also just like watch, or you don't have to actually do anything. But if you want to do something, you can.
I'd like to disappear. Unseen passage.
Okay.
Silas Jr. is observing. He is taking notes.
And what's
I-
Silas Sr. doing?
Yeah. What's Dad doing?
Silas Senior is doing nothing at the moment.
I
Won't
think
even
that
protect his wife. It's a
I
bad
think
man.
my conviction compels me to act in this case. So
Yeah.
I guess even though it's not necessarily in Val's best interest, I will throw my glass at Jacques' head. If I could do this as like a dexterity, like Cat's Grace thing, like she's more trying to be like precise than necessarily like strength, I guess.
Damage. Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Like go for the eye or something.
So, Jacques, for grappling or ripping through Anna's chest, I'm going to have you make a dexterity.
Shouldn't I first do
strength
the
brawl.
resolve against, or whatever it is, wits or resolve, whatever it's going to be for Dorian's thing? Because he's trying to
yes,
stop me.
actually, yes. So, Dorian, what does he have to roll to contest, and what do you have to roll?
Intelligence plus resolve, and I'm doing charisma plus dominate.
Okay. So go ahead and roll intelligence plus resolve, and then Dorian roll charisma plus dominate. And by the way, if any of you want to rouse your blood to make this work better, you can rouse and you get
Ooh.
extra dice.
Oh yeah, what does rousing do? I would do that.
I believe you can get added dice to your dice pool. You would get 3 dice to add to your dice pool.
I'll do that. And what does that affect when I rouse? Do I take a hunger?
You risk taking hunger, yes. If you
Okay.
fail the rouse check, you will get hungrier. Okay, you
All
do.
right, I
You
do
are
succeed.
lucky. You do
What's
not
the
get hungrier.
difficulty?
You can skip that. Skip the difficulty prompt and just roll. So Dorian, you can add 3 extra dice to that. You can roll 3d10.
If the ability we used on our action, its cost is 1 rouse check, should I go ahead and just make that?
Yeah.
As well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll just go ahead and.
Oh yeah, let me check if there's a cost there.
Yeah, my little unseen
It's
passage
free, okay.
says I need
So
to make
I've
a
got
rouse check.
four successes total.
Okay. So you have 4 successes total. Okay. And Willow, you do not get hungrier from using your obfuscate ability. Jacques, you you rolled 2 successes. If you want, you can spend a willpower point. This is another thing you can do if you don't do too well on a roll. Oh, you critted. You rolled. I'm sorry. You got 2 10s, so you crit. So you also got 4 successes. Ooh. So the
Wait.
2 of you have.
He got 2 crits?
No, I got an 8 and a 6.
Oh, I don't know why that. Okay, that's not. Those aren't crits. Nope, that's 2 successes. Okay.
I had
it-
1 crit. I had 1 10.
Yes. And you need 2 10s to crit.
Got it.
So, Jacques, this is another thing that you can do. If you want to re-roll 2 of those dice, you can spend 1 of your willpower and re-roll 2 of them to see if you get more successes.
Okay, how do I do it? Should I just re-roll resolve?
I would just do /roll 2d10 and just make sure you check off the willpower that you used 1 in your little willpower thingy. Okay, so you got an extra success.
And then that was a 10. Is that a crit?
No, you need 2 10s
Okay.
to crit.
I got it.
So he had 3 successes, I had 4 total.
Yep.
Yes. So you do feel that dominate ability over you, Jacques, as you're about to rip into your mother. And then I want you, Val, to roll I would say dexterity and brawl for this particular move you're about to make of throwing the glass.
Oh no, not brawl. Dexterity's okay. 0.
So similarly, if you want to spend a willpower, you could re-roll 2 of those. Or you could just leave it.
I think she'll just leave it because I think she knows it's not in her best interest, but she feels the urge to do it anyways. So what happens, happens.
Okay. So in this moment, we see, first of all, Jacques get up and charge, and you see Dorian stand up. Silas also stands up, but he doesn't move. Silas Jr., I should say. Silas Sr. as well stands and watches this all happen in front of him. Dorian, you yell out, "Stop!" And the power of this dominate does compel you for a moment, Jacques, to stop in your movement, and you look at Dorian as this is happening. It's not going to hold you for long. Val,
I walk
Think-
towards him.
Think of your children and wife, Dorian.
Oh, he's making
I
threats
am.
now.
Once the Camarilla finds out she's still alive, they're gonna come and they're gonna cleanse the entire goddamn family. Think of what a bunch of vampires, a bunch of strangers would do with your children, Dorian.
There has to be an option that we can explore with all of our resources and our connections. There has to be a way.
This is the option. The prince made it clear. She dies, or we all die.
Dorian, you're classic Dorian, still thinking in weeks and months instead of years and decades, Dorian.
I am thinking decades. I'm thinking of the decades that we'll spend without our mother.
You call her mother like she was anything more to you.
Where we came out that woman's womb. I'm not here.
And
Maybe
It's
you'd
at-
feel differently if you had kids.
Oh,
Oh.
not that one. Oh,
And you,
it. Go ahead if there's anything.
I was gonna say, and Jacques just told you that your children will die. Your wife will die. You
I'm
think
not
some
saying-
little fledgling can fight the Camarilla?
I'm saying that we should look into what options we have. What proof do they have? Can we obtain that proof? Can we get rid of it?
You want proof, Dorian. Is that what you need? You need proof.
And you're so quick to jump and believe this. Jacques, to believe him? You're so quick to follow him, to do whatever he says.
He's
I
making...
didn't see you jumping at his every suggestion when he asked you to drink
Look.
blood.
Look, Dorian, I loathe Jacques, but I respect his tenacity.
It's at this moment, Jacques, that you are able to break from this momentary compulsion that Dorian placed on you. But you see, Anna, you see something that you've never seen in her before. Her hands, her claws, the fingernails that she have extend and elongate into monstrous proportions. Her fangs elongate into the daggers that almost look like serpentine to you. And you see this feral look on her face. And she looks at you, Jacques. This is not happening anymore. It's time. You are going to leave this family. And you are never going to hurt any of them ever again. And she is going to try to strike at you.
Okay.
So, she gets a +2 modifier to her brawl, which is she's going to roll a strength brawl, and you are going to roll a dex athletics.
Would it be also brawl?
Dex brawl. Yeah, you know
Okay.
what? You can roll a dex brawl. And I need more d10s on this roll. She gets +2 to the brawl. Okay, she rolled 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. And you rolled 3 successes.
Can I use a willpower to reroll 2?
You can.
Okay.
Okay, and you get 2 more successes. So you get 5 successes total. And what did she have? 1, 2, 3. She had 3 successes total. I'm sorry.
Her fingernails just go into my flesh, and I just kind of like stop it there and pull her hand out. And I would like to make a follow-up brawl attack using my lethal body.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me the strength brawl. We need some
Battle
tense
music.
I don't really have battle music for VTM.
Ooh.
I am rolling bad. I believe that might be a bestial failure.
You
A 1
did
under the hunger
roll-
dice.
Yes. One moment. I don't think this is an actual bestial failure. Let me just check. Yeah, actually it is. I don't know why it doesn't mark it as that.
I have combat music, by the way, if you need it.
Sure. I don't think the party will be able to hear it, or they will, right? Because they can hear.
It's
Yep.
gonna mess up the recording.
Oh shit! Yeah, it would.
No, my recording is recording my vocals, not my output.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, right. So that is a bestial failure. Oh dear. Okay. Oh god. I did not prepare myself for bestial failure. I had all these other
Way
things
to
I had to
go,
think
Jacques.
about. I had all these other things that I was thinking about.
She didn't expect you to mess it up this bad.
Oh gosh, it's a good thing I bookmarked this in my book. You have to act out a compulsion. Woo! Let's see.
This will be fun to watch.
Yeah.
What's a
Dinner and a
compulsion
show.
of
I swipe at her
snacks.
multiple. Well, did she succeed on her, or do I auto fail?
It's not that you auto fail. It's just something else happens. The beast.
I am like pursuing her, trying to strike, and for a moment I get down on all fours. Like I'm like kind of like running with my
Feral.
hands and swiping at her, and like spit and blood is drooling from my mouth.
You do this, and
Nasty rat mouth.
you all see this. This is the first time you've seen the beast in Jacques. It is ugly. It is writhing. There is little bits of blood beginning to draw from this, and you see Jacques, as you're grabbing at Anna, her elongated fingers and her elongated fangs, they strike at you as well. And the two of them are just in this absolute feral position between the two of them, as you see one side of the beast of Clan Nosferatu, and then you see a beast of a different kind in your mother. And you're not even sure where this came from, where the powers that she's using right now came from, but they are not of her own. They're from somebody that she diablerized from. And Jacques, you feel it. You feel the claws go into your back, and you do take 1 point of aggravated health damage. 1 point of aggravated damage. But she also takes some aggravated damage from this. And you both, you all watch this as the two of them are fighting each other in this room. The first time you've seen something like this, you've seen many family fights in your time, but you've not seen anything
Hold
like
her,
this
Silas!
before.
Yeah.
And Silas does walk over.
No! Oh my god.
and he goes to grab your mother's head, ready to rip it from her.
Fuck. No, we can't let this happen, right? We're not gonna let this happen, right?
Yeah, Dorian turns to all of you. You're all okay with this.
No,
Really?
we're not having to. Well, I can't speak. I don't think I'm in this.
It's the law, Dorian.
What can I do?
Let me make something clear to you. You ungrateful little rats. One of you interferes, you die. You either help, you stand with the family, or you are considered a monster like her.
I look around at the other children. I'm looking to see if anybody is going to stand up to this.
There's nothing I can do.
You watch as Dorian, not Dorian. Oh my gosh, Silas Senior begins to also grapple as Jacques kind of has Anna in a grapple, and she is snarling, and she's actually continuing to rip at Jacques' back. He's actually taking more damage from this. I would say you're taking a little bit more superficial damage from her just absolutely riding into your back, but your strength is enough to still hold her down as this is happening.
Real quick, where is her wound? Where is she bleeding from?
She would be bleeding. She would probably be bleeding from her arms and back at the way that Jacques is grappling her. And Jacques is as well as bleeding from his back.
I think Silas would look at Dorian and be like, "You want your proof, Dorian? You want your goddamn proof? I'll give you your proof." And Silas will go try to get a vial of her blood.
Okay, you go over and you go to grab a vial of blood.
I'm sure I have the one that Dusabel gave me, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Your father doesn't do anything as you approach. He's also continuing to have your mother in a grapple, and the two of them are holding her down.
As Silas Sr. holds her arm, I have my hand around her throat. I see Junior walking up, and I actually hold back my other hand, letting you do this, as I'm ready to strike at any moment.
Okay. You gather the blood, Silas, and put it in your vial.
And so for a taste for blood, it says by tasting a drop of the blood, do I need to taste the entire vial, or can I just taste a drop of it to get some insight on her?
You only have to taste a drop. However, from what Dusabel has taught you, if you do taste the entire vial, you might be able to get more insight.
Isn't
Okay,
that
then.
diablerizing?
I am not draining her.
Second-hand diablerizing.
It's Tremere mischief. Yeah, right?
Weird.
But yeah, so Silas has this vial of blood, and he backs up, and as he's about to do this taste for blood, he holds the vial up, and he's staring at it like a jeweler would appraise a ruby. He's has it in his eye, and he is focusing on this blood. And he drinks his mother's blood and covers all of his taste buds with it and swirls it around and closes his eyes. And yeah, he casts blood sorcery. Or, sorry, a taste for blood.
And you have to resolve plus blood sorcery.
It is, yes.
Roll me for this. So that's your dice pool of 3 plus your resolve, which is 3. So that's 6 total.
Discipline, blood sorcery, skills, resolve.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I usually just will roll 6. Like, I'll
That's
just
fine.
do
Yep.
slash. Yeah.
That's
but,
easier.
Yeah.
How do you? Well, that's 1. How do you do 6 again?
I would just type slash roll
Got it.
6010 in the chat. Yeah. 1. Okay, you only got 1 success, my dude. You can spend a willpower.
He baby.
Okay.
He baby still. He
You
learning.
could spend a willpower to reroll 3 of those.
Okay, I'll spend 1.
You got 1
Wow.
more success.
Oh god,
I guess no. I
It's-
guess I don't.
it's
I guess
rough
I don't
out here.
see anything. Yeah.
it's rough out here. You're baby.
That's-
It's excusable.
Um,
You learning?
It's not about the proof, Silas. It's about the kind of kindred you want to be, how we want to treat each other.
It's about surviving, Dorian.
Oh, shit, that's what it's about.
If that were true, you wouldn't be drinking out of a blood bag.
And why not?
If
Are you
all
judging-
you cared about was survival, you would take your blood where you could get it. But it's not, is it? There are some things that are more important to you.
What do you have in mind, Dorian? What are you trying to say?
I don't know. I just wouldn't jump to murdering our mother without exploring any options.
I am not murdering her.
You might as well be.
I don't see you jumping and attacking Jacques. Go ahead, take a swipe at him.
Hey, Tracy.
Your
And with
father
that-
holding her down.
I
As
am
you
not
say
murdering
that,
her. Yeah. Go ahead.
as you say that, you do feel, Jacques, you feel a stabbing in your back. And you're not actually sure if it's your mother or something else. But Willow, I want you to roll me a dexterity
I'm so
and dexterity and brawl for this.
I noped out for a reason. I had plans. Or maybe baby. You did say I was the most vicious. Okay. Dexterity. Which one should I do first? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, dexterity and then brawl. And Silas, I will actually allow you, if you want to try to roll Taste for the Blood again. If you roll a rouse check, you can recast
Okay.
this spell.
Yeah, let's see. Success.
Okay. So you do not get hungrier, and you can taste for the blood again. And
Alright.
go ahead and roll the same thing. Roll your 6 dice pool.
Alrighty, here we go.
And Willow.
Much
while he
better.
does- yes, that 1, 2, 3.
3 successes.
3 successes, which is the threshold. Willow, as you take a stab at Jacques, and it does, with 2 successes, you are able to stab into his back. Jacques, you take a little bit more, I would say this is more superficial damage, as she's stabbing into you, so it's not a full aggravated damage that you take.
I'm just making a point.
But
I ignore
you
it for
feel
now.
This. Yeah.
As it, I just kind of wince at it for a moment, and then I'm going to try to drive my hand as he's holding her and I'm holding her by the neck. I'm going to try to drive my other hand across her throat,
Okay.
just to try to cut through the neck.
Okay. So before we get to that, Silas, as you are tasting this blood, and the power of blood sorcery does give you discerning abilities to see what exactly is in this blood of your mother. You taste this vitae, and you determine that your mother has very strong blood from this. her blood potency is 4, which is rather high. You are able to determine what else here. You are able to determine that she is a much older generation. And you also are able to determine that she's diablerized at least 3 other kindred. You see with this ability that she is beyond anything you've ever experienced. She's probably the most powerful person in this room, even more than Jacques, even though Jacques is older.
Oh boy. From the blood, let's see, let me read this real quick. Got it. Okay. No, I just want to see if there's anything else with that.
And as Jacques, you go to plunge into her neck, I want you to roll me one more strength brawl.
Okay.
And
Can I, as he's going to rend her, can I like go to Dorian? Val wants to stop, or like try to stop him from doing anything, and also kind of like she would like try to like turn him kind of away because she doesn't know that her mom is more powerful. She thinks she's about to die and they can't do anything. She wants to stop him from doing anything. Not by like if he forces his way out, she can't do anything. But I kind of just want to turn him away and be like, Dorian, Silas is right about one thing. It's about survival. It's not about family. You have
Willow,
to pick your battles and you have to live for revenge.
Willow, she erased your boyfriend's memory. Yesterday. Wait, I thought.
You yell this out, but you don't see Willow anywhere.
Oh, so she's still invisible when she stabbed Jacques.
Yes.
My bad. Sorry. Okay, my bad. I thought she appeared.
Dorian, is there anything you do
Dorian.
as your sister says this to you?
Yeah, when Silas was like, I don't see you stopping or trying to do anything to stop this, I would take the chair that's near me and kick the leg off of it. I'm assuming it's a wooden chair. And I'm going to take the broken edge and I'm going to try to drive it through Jacques' heart through the back. This doesn't kill him from my knowledge, right? This is
Correct. It would just put him in torpor. Yeah.
It would just paralyze him.
Yes. Okay. So
After tasting that blood, I think I'd be muttering like, "She is powerful. She is powerful."
It's right, Jacques. Whatever you do to me. And Jacques, you do plunge through her neck, and it looks like you do damage to her. But she is still able to speak. She is still looking like she is unfazed by what you're doing. I've gained so much power, Jacques, and you won't be able to kill me as easily as you think you will. I have more power than you even know. And
What she says is true, Jacques.
stand down, Jacques, and we can discuss this. If you try to kill me here, you will regret it. You won't make it to see the next evening.
Do you think you can really stand against the prince? Do you think the Camarilla is gonna turn a blind eye to Diablerist sitting on top of a not Malkavian, what's it called?
Ventrue?
Methuselah, right?
Oh yeah, Methuselah.
You think they're gonna stand for a Diablerist standing on top of a Methuselah?
You don't know anything, Jacques. You don't know. They won't be able to take anything from this family. We have so much over their head, and you just are going to turn in our family for your own gain? You have no idea. You have no idea what you're doing to this family. Dorian.
Imagine, yeah, I'm fixated on her. I don't see what Dorian's doing.
You make your way over with the stake.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to plunge it into Jacques?
Yeah. I don't even wait for him to finish talking.
Okay. So.
Oh my god. Sorry, Tracy, I'm gonna message you.
Okay. What'd you just do?
He has some kind of he has some kind of power.
Oh God.
He's realized something.
Dorian, I want you to make me a strength plus brawl to see how well you use the stake. You plunge the stake.
Is there an
that's
assist?
strong.
Is there an assist action of sorts in VTM?
There is no assist.
Okay.
Oh,
This is zero. This is zero success.
Okay, I was about to say I am totally down to help if there was a mechanic for that. But
Mm-hmm.
You
Can I
can
spend a willpower?
Spend a willpower to reroll.
Okay.
You can reroll 2 of those.
So I have to do a reroll, willpower reroll.
Yes, it's kind of. I think it's you could just hit 2, and I think that'll work.
And it's 0 again.
Ooh, man, rolling in this game's hard.
Ah!
Dorian, you go to plunge the stake into Jacques, but you don't know that your sister is there.
oh no.
Willow, who was
good thing I failed.
obfuscated. You failed to hit Jacques.
Oh no. No. No.
Oh, this is horrible.
This is what I had to gasp about earlier. As he's coming up to stab me, I'm like, I'm not looking, and I'm like, oh fuck, I just got stabbed in the back.
Oh. Now would I
Oh.
hit her in the heart? What's the likelihood that I really nail her there?
Just tell us, Tracy.
What happens?
Roll me a d10, Dorian. Just one d10.
Oh. 4.
You motherfucker.
You take the stake and you plunge it.
Sorry.
And as you do, you hit into what you think is Jacques,
It's not. It's me behind him.
but you don't realize. Coming back out of a rippled obfuscate, rippling back into view, is your sister Willow. And she cries out for a moment as you plunge the stake into her back, and she goes completely limp and is put into torpor.
You motherfucker.
Oh God.
Dorian, what did you do?
Willow, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I lay her on the ground and I pull it out as quickly as possible.
And that's a good question. I think I have to double check the rules of torpor. And what if you're able to very easily just take this stake out?
I'm just gonna take care of Machiavelli.
I'll take care of them.
You're my rat.
I'll take care of the rat.
Thank you.
You, Willow, I believe you do take some damage here.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Oh, and it was strength melee. Oh well. Being staked through the heart with a wooden stake paralyzes the vampire. By spending a point of willpower, it can perform minute movements such as twitching a finger, bloody blah. The vampire can still use. You could still. Oh, the nice thing is you still have your auspex, so that's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. I thought staking was different from torpor. Like there were it doesn't necessarily
Yes.
cause torpor, right?
A stake always has a damage modifier of +0, regardless of how it's applied. Being staked through the heart with a wooden stake paralyzes a vampire, though it initially remains conscious. Okay, so you are technically still, yeah, you're not in I think you're not in a full torpor. So you are able to pull it out of Willow. But Willow, I am going to say you take... You take 3 points of aggravated damage.
I see that there are 5 little blocks here.
Yes. So you can just mark off 3 of them. And you can make it a full box thingy. Because like a slash, I think, is superficial and the full box is aggravated. So if you click on it twice, it'll make it a red box.
Okay, so I need it full red box 3 times.
Yes.
So two
Oh.
things.
Oh my gosh.
Is that a lot, Tracy?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
You are pretty effed up right now from the stake.
okay.
It hurts. In the moment you kind of twitch and you're frozen and paralyzed. And you feel the most heart-wrenching and gut-wrenching pain you've ever felt, Willow, in this moment. And it
Thanks.
hurts. It stings. It burns like somebody is branding you over and over again.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
They're just laying
You're
on
gonna
the
be
ground.
okay.
I think Silas Jr. would rush over after he saw what Dorian did. And, I mean,
Baby has been hurt.
yeah, baby, still, baby sister. I don't know how vampire anatomy works, but is there any, like, stabilization or, like, medicine check I can make to, like, help out?
Roll me a intelligence medicine.
Ooh.
As he's doing that, can I, like, knowing that my claws aren't doing much to her, can I, like, look back, see this, grab the stake, and make an attempt?
You may, yes.
What should that be?
Would she let him get up like that? Because the stake isn't like right next to him.
Well, you're right behind me because you just stabbed her.
Right. But
So
like,
I'm
in a
like
grapple with
looking
her.
back, grabbing for it. Like as you're like pulling it out, I'm trying to like
And to be
grab it
fair-
from your hand.
I would say Silas Senior is also kind of grappling your mother right now. So between the two of them, I would say yes. If Jacques, if you want to try to grab the stake, you can. So just roll me for that. Roll me a Dex and athletics.
Okay.
And then Silas, you got 5 successes with your medicine intelligence. You don't think there's any way that you are able to help or heal her.
Got it.
She basically just needs to rest, and that will every night she will feel better.
Got it. Okay, well, I think, looking at the wound, and he's like, I don't know how vampire medicine works right now. I think he'll just offer up, be like, Willow, you're fine. You're gonna be okay. You're fine. Dorian, you fucking idiot. Willow, you're okay. Like, you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay.
She looks scared.
It's just
Not
a flesh
gonna cry,
wound.
but
It's just a
scared.
flesh wound.
I only rolled a
Jacques,
1.
With 1 success, you're not quite able to grab the stake behind you.
We can save her, Dorian. Give me the stake.
After stabbing Willow and seeing mother completely like roided out as this like monster, I think he would just feel a lot of guilt. And he would pick up the steak and hand it to Jacques.
No, Dorian.
You made the right choice.
I'm tugging at your pant leg. I'm tugging at your pant leg. That's all I can really manage right now. Like a you motherfucker. No.
Meanwhile,
You,
Val is just.
Standing.
Jacques, you
Yeah.
take this steak, and what do you do with it? Hey, thanks for the raid. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you so much. We're about to stake a vampire.
I'd
You're
like to stake her
stabbing.
into the fucking heart.
You can
Made a
go ahead and
mistake.
roll me a strength plus melee to stake.
Oh, mommy.
And she has she's going to
Hey,
make
that's
one-
actually the best roll I've made all game.
Hell yeah,
pretty
the
good.
one that's the most important, arguably, too.
With her one last, this is the last thing she's going to try to do as you go to stake her. Oh gosh, going between all of these things are so difficult. The last thing she is going, her last ditch effort to try to stop you, Jacques.
Thank you, Gilded.
Yay,
Oh, thank you so much, Gilded. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where is the dominate? Okay. Oh, sorry, it's presence. Oh God, she has presence as
Are
well.
you gifting subs for the murder of our mother?
Our mother is being murdered, and you're gifting
Matricide
subs?
subs. Matricide subs.
Gilded.
It's Mother's Day this week.
It is.
Oh
Call
my
your mother
God.
this
I
weekend.
didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Call your mother unless you're a vampire
Call your
and
mom.
she's not, and then you can't call her.
Call your mom unless she's a diablerizer.
And then you can't. You have to hand her over to the prince. That's how it goes.
If she's a diablerizer, just kill her, I guess.
She is going to use a level 5 presence discipline
Oh,
called
mommy.
called Majesty. Okay.
Shit.
She has to
Mommy.
make 2 rouse checks to even use this, which I didn't even know that was a thing, that you have to make 2 rouse checks. She does not get hungrier. She does not get hungrier.
Mother.
Mama's mad.
Dude, mother?
Oh my god. Okay, so you have
Fuck
to
'em
roll a composure and resolve.
Get wrecked.
Not majesty. Oh my
Everybody in the room
Oh.
has to make a composure and resolve.
God. But I'm sleepy.
Oh.
But mother, I'm sleepy.
That is my that is my best roll I've ever done.
Where is composure?
Towards the top, middle
You
section.
know, it's
Social.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As I'm
This
like
is-
breathing really heavily, I'm like, I like to stay composed.
This
Hey,
is
a crit. I don't think that's gonna help.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and read this to
Need
you
2
all.
for a crit, right?
Yes.
That's actually a
Can do.
bestial.
Messy
Oh no,
critical.
it's never mind. For Momo, I thought that was but that doesn't
Yeah.
count on like attributes though. I think only
Yes.
skills. Okay.
So, at the pinnacle of the discipline, the vampire can amplify their countenance to supernatural levels. Whether they appear as a hearteningly beautiful, monstrously terrifying, or wielding the absolute command, everyone who views them is struck by their image, unable to act or to even speak against the vampire. To experience majesty is to be in the presence of the divine or the infernal. People in the presence of this user can only stare, slack-jawed, or avert their eyes in fear or submission. Anyone wanting to act in any way in opposition to the user, except for self-preservation, must successfully win their composure resolve against her charisma and presence. Okay, so I will check what you guys all rolled after she rolls her charisma and presence, which is a pretty high dice pool.
Yeah. I have failed, but that's all right.
Thank you for the donation, Pastor Tom.
Hey, thank you, Pastor
Oh,
Tom.
thank you.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh.
Tens. Let's
Cue
go,
evil
baby.
laughter.
That's 4
And
successes
critical
plus 2
success.
criticals. I think you beat all of
That
us.
makes 1 critical, right?
Did I even roll?
George
God.
had 4 successes, and I think that you just beat that.
She destroys all
Yeah,
of you.
a crit and 2
Yeah, I'm not
success
I'm
on
not
top of that.
I'm not even gonna
Oh
roll nothing.
my God! Do not mess with your mother.
Well, I wasn't planning on doing her, so.
I was trying to save her. Let that be known. I stood with her. That's all I'm
At
saying.
that, I would like to use my obfuscate to turn invisible as I let go of her.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to roll for your father. One moment. His
Oh God!
resolve-
Imagine he succeeds and just pushes her into the stake.
Listen here, father.
No. he does
No.
Nope.
not. Okay.
He can listen
All
to
right.
his wife.
All right.
Yes, he should.
So, you all see the presence of your mother. Black veins ooze from her eyes, and her eyes go completely black. It looks like you're staring at a demon from hell itself as you look at her. The most horrifying thing you all have ever seen in your life is staring at you, and it's your own mother. The claws that extend from her, you feel that if they were to touch you, you would be gone from this earth in a second. If she even looks at you, you cower in fear at her presence. She is royalty. She is a queen, and you all must bow now or cower in fear. And she looks at you all. This is all for you. And you dare try to go against me. It didn't have to be this way. And Jacques, you disappear from existence. What do the rest of you do as you see this horrifying visage of your mother and standing in front of you?
I wish to go to my mother.
What can we do? Can we do anything?
You
I'll do what she said. If she said to bow, I'm kneeling.
You must either run in fear or stare in submission right now.
Oh, okay. I'll stare.
Do you
in
choose
submission.
fear or submission? Jacques chose fear.
Submission.
Submission?
Submission, it's mom.
What's mother?
Yeah.
That's a dumb mom.
That's a god right there.
You
That's
all
mommy.
kneel to
Ain't
your
scared of no
mother,
prince.
as does your father.
Yes.
As she puts her hand on your father's shoulder. My sweet Silas, I had loved you. I still love you. And I will always love you. Which is why I'm not going to do what Jacques would do to you. Or do to me. I'm not going to kill you because I want this family to stay together. But Jacques, he is the enemy. And you have to find him now. And we have to kill him together. And she grabs his hands and brings him up. And he, from his kneeling state, holds her hands, his hands shaking. And you see your parents hold each other's hands. Willow, Silas Jr., the two of you are gifted. you'd be able to find Jacques. Where is he? And if either of you have sensed the unseen, you Auspex users,
I do.
She's asking you to find Jacques with your gifts. I know you have them. Do you Well, yes. So the two of you, if you want to activate your Sense the Unseen, I believe that is a free.
It is free,
a free
yes.
discipline, right?
It's free 99 for us. Yes.
And do you have to roll anything?
Yes. Wits in Auspex or Resolve in Auspex.
Okay, so go ahead and roll Wits Auspex. Again, you can do. You can just count your dice. So you have like, if you have 1 in Auspex plus your Wits, you can just do /roll. And Jacques. Actually, don't tell me yet. Let's see what they roll.
What's a potency bonus?
A potency bonus?
I
Where do you
rolled
see that?
I rolled off the power. I only get 4 dice, so I didn't roll any extra dice. It's just maybe.
Yeah.
Got it.
If your blood potency is high, you get like
Bonus dice.
Dorian gets bonus dice.
Got it.
Yeah. But you can rouse your blood if you want to. I keep forgetting to tell you guys that before you use a discipline, you can rouse to add dice to it. But Willow rolled 2 successes. And Silas also rolled 2 successes. Okay. Jacques, where are you right now?
I am gripping to like the corner of the ceiling and the wall, holding the stake still. I am just waiting for as soon as this majesty wears off. I am like kicking myself off the wall to lunge at her.
Okay. It takes a minute for the two of you, but you are able to see where Jacques is.
Just looking.
Are
Pointing.
we free of mind? Like, are we doing this? Or are we like mind controlled essentially?
You are essentially being influenced to do this
Got it. Okay.
by her presence.
Okay.
It's not mind control
don't
because it's not dominate.
Yeah, it's just that we are submitting to her
person?
will. We've decided that we are too afraid for our life and we didn't choose to run.
Got it.
So
Mm-hmm. So you guys point up at Jacques, and she just looks up, Jacques, and she can't see you, but they can. My dear Jacques, why don't you come on down, and we'll settle this. Don't make me come up there to you. And at that, she is. So this lasts for a scene. So it is going to continue to last for a little bit longer. But I just want to check something with one of her other abilities, because she might be able to join you on the wall there.
I
let me
love
just-
one mother.
Let me just double check.
Spider climb.
Yeah, basically that. I think she's gonna go to you. One moment. Gosh, so many disciplines. When you do a lot of diablerie, you get a lot of power, and it's a lot to keep control of.
Power is
okay.
a heavy burden.
Truly. Okay, so she is able to join you as she makes her way to crawl up on the ceiling. Her long claws. I'm actually gonna have her roll one thing really quick. Okay, so she is able to climb up, and she asks again, Silas, Willow, Point exactly where he is, darlings.
Do we have to sense the unseen again, or
It's still activated for this
got
scene.
it? Okay.
We'll point. I will point. I assume you will as well.
Okay. And she makes her way over, and she reaches to grab in the general direction that you point. Jacques, is there anything you do to contest?
As she's climbing up, like the moment I see her starting to do this, I'm already like running. I have a question. I have some questions. Is there any? It lasts a scene. I'm assuming Jacques would know that. The question I have is there anything I can do to delay her for a scene? Is there security systems in the house to put it on lockdown? Is there like smoke detectors or like a fire suppression system I can turn on to obscure the area?
There are like fire, on the ceiling. There are those like sprinklers and things like that that you could activate.
That won't work. I'm thinking like because we're in the underground compound, right?
No, you're in your penthouse.
Oh, we're in the penthouse. Oh my god.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
In that case, I am trying to beeline it out the window. I'm trying to think here. Let's see. Yeah, I would just be trying to do like larceny to try to like get out the window and out onto the side of the building.
Okay, roll me a dexterity larceny to see if you can break out of the window. A messy critical.
A messy critical.
Okay.
I like just snarl and like dive into it and then like kind of like swing out onto the outside.
You do. And as you do this, you realize that you are on like the 80th floor of a building, right? As you're getting outside. You are trying to get outside, and with this messy critical, you slip slightly. And you feel yourself beginning to fall.
Is she coming after me?
She is following you, yes.
I'm assuming she
hasn't
intends me
reached you
harm.
yet. Yes.
And as this is happening, I would like to try to just hold my balance enough to grab her.
Okay. You want to, okay, roll me a dexterity athletics to try to grab her. She is going to contest a strength. Okay. You try to grab her. And so what is it that you're trying to do as you're like slipping?
If I'm slipping, I'm just trying to ride out the window with her.
Okay. You are able to so she actually grabs you, and because she rolled better than you, she grabs you as you're falling and tries to pull you back in. You're still obfuscated, correct?
I think I mean, if she's grabbing me, I think I wouldn't be at this point.
Okay. She feels you and your grip and grabs you, and you ripple out back into existence. She says, "Come now, Jacques. You're not leaving that easily." And she begins to pull you back into the house. She does not want you to plummet. from this penthouse. And she pulls you in.
Can I, using my lethal body, try to break one of her legs? Like, I want to just kick it out. So even if it's just temporary, because I'm sure she's going to heal, I want to just break one of her ankle bones by kicking it as hard as I can.
Okay, roll me another strength brawl.
Okay.
Okay, whew. Yeah, with 4 successes, you do break into her legs, and she, for a moment, just falls over onto the ground and stumbles onto the ground.
Can I try to, like, swing her to, like, if we're both, she's grabbing me, she stopped me from falling, legs out, and I just want to, like, go back. Because, again, if I let her have her way, in my mind, all the kids are dead. So
You're trying to pull the 2 of you out the window.
yes.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And just before we go out, I'm just going to lean back. So are we going out the window if that happens, or do I have to roll?
I'm going to have you make one more roll.
All right.
Because you knocked out her legs with that successful strength and brawl, I'm going to say that her the presence discipline that she was using on all of you, Majesty, does wear off in this moment, and you all are settled back from that fear and well, not fear, but more the willingness to comply to your mother breaks off.
Wind is probably howling through this open window on this sky tall building, right?
And you see this in front of you. You see Jacques and your mother in front of a window on the 84th floor of this building. And Jacques is about to pull her out. Jacques, make one last
No, mommy.
strength and athletics.
I wish I had put more points in athletics.
And you can rouse. Actually, no, never mind.
Oh.
You can spend another willpower. You do have the willpower available.
Okay.
You have the technology.
Reroll 3 of them.
Oh, 3. Whoops. All right. Well, that's just 1, but let me do one more then.
Okay.
Let's see. Nope.
Okay.
I struggle. Like her legs go down. I like try to pull, and she's just hard as a rock.
One success. Actually, one. I need to. Oh shit. Sorry. You are not able to pull her out the window as you're struggling. You watch the 2 of them struggling at it again, and your father, Dorian, makes his way over to the window.
I'm so scared. Somebody gonna go get him?
Is there anything any of you, the 4 of you, would like to do as you watch your parents in front of you? Unsure what is going to happen next. Unsure what your father is going to do next.
Oh God. I'm weak, but I'm not giving up. I didn't get staked just for this to end the way I didn't want it to. I don't know if Dorian's gonna help, but I'm gonna run. Try and stop Dad from doing anything bad.
If Willow gets up, Silas is gonna hold her down.
Okay.
I'm fighting it, but it's
you
like
can
a
roll me-
baby fight.
Dorian's just standing there with his head hanging.
Dory,
Insane.
stop him! Don't let Mom fall!
He's just like walking over, like casually.
I don't trust our dad, dude.
He is walking over
He's a
casually. But you see, as he's walking over, on the wall, there are lots of paintings and statues and various ornamental things that your family has, that they've had throughout the years. And you see your father go onto the wall and grab an ornamental blade, a family sword that you've had.
I don't like this.
One that's been part of your family for generations. It's got a golden hilt and a long, long blade that is still very sharp. And he goes over and walks up with this blade to Jacques and your mother. And as he does, the two of them fighting, he looks to Jacques and he looks to Anna. The two of them once again at each other's throats in the most bestial way you could imagine. And he takes the blade and strikes at your mother's head. And I'm going to just make one more roll.
You should have killed him. Love blinded her.
Remember what she did to your boyfriend, Willow. Remember when she wiped his memory? Hang on to that.
Yeah, but he didn't kill. He's still alive. Alan's dead.
Well, that's
Remember
right.
that.
Alan is dead.
You
Not
watch
because of mother.
as you see one last look in your mother's eyes.
This
You
motherfucker
see-
killed Alan.
You see red tears fall from her eyes. And she looks at you, Dorian, before this happens. And she shakes her head and whispers, she says no. And you watch as your mother's head is removed from her body with this blade and dusted, turned to dust. And whatever remains of her, the pieces of dust fall from
Fuck this
the
family.
window. The gust of wind takes whatever is left of her. And she is swept away, no longer ceasing to exist. Silas, I want you to roll me a wits awareness.
Me?
Yes.
Oh my god. This is all your fault, Dorian.
Awareness.
Awareness of
Don't-
wits, yes.
Got it.
Dorian.
Oh my god. Dory, what good are you? Really? Can't say we're mother.
Don't you start on
Ooh,
Stab
it's
me
a
in the heart.
bestial failure.
Silas, you saw the look that your mother gave Dorian before.
This is sad.
You saw
Oh.
him look at. You saw her look at Dorian and shake her head and say no. Right before she left, and you were the only one to see that.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
As she turns to
Motherfucker's gay.
dust, what does Silas Sr. look like?
He also looks down and closes his eyes for a minute
Crying.
as he takes in what he just did. He does not look happy. He does not look sad. He just looks finished.
I do something you've never seen Uncle Jacques do. I walk over and I hug your father. And I put my arms around him and I caress his hair.
It's all right. You did good. Children are safe now. We did what had to be done.
We did. It's done now.
I look at the rest of you. We'll talk about what happened tonight another time. It'll be just between family. And I look at some of you. And I nod my head in approval. And I look at the rest of you. I'll remember this. And Jacques leaves.
Your father looks at all of you. You are my children. I'm sorry it had to end this way. I didn't want it to end this way. I promise you, I did not want to do this to your mother. And I never want to have to do this to any of you. But this is what must be done in our lives. This is what happens when you go against all of us. This is what happens when you try to take matters into your own hands. You all are smarter than that. You all are capable. And I'm sorry that you have to enter this life without a mother. This is not what I wanted. I've always wanted what's best for all of you. And I will continue to do that.
I'll leave. Can I leave the premises? I'd like to leave the premises.
Your father stands there with this blade in his hand, and he doesn't move. And he does wait for you all to leave.
Okay.
Happily. I mean,
Taking my
I guess
purse.
happily is not the right word.
Taking my purse, and I'm going to an ATM, and I'm taking out fucking money, baby. I'm leaving this fucking place. Fuck this family. I'm going to find Alan's body, bitch. Some bitch fucking do this shit for the fucking family. All right,
Trying to
fine.
do a little witchy
Fuck.
ritual.
I'm
little
trying to
girl fight?
find. But let's just. No, I picture it. I grab up my little fucking purse with Machiavelli in it. I just look at my siblings and I just want you to remember that Alan is not here and now Mother isn't either. And it's because of one person, and that's all I'm gonna say. And then she's just gonna make her way out.
You'll be back, Willow. You always come back.
No, I'm going to find Alan.
You'll need us eventually.
I haven't. Well, luckily, she's definitely one of those people who like tries to make a dramatic exit but keeps turning around. And just
Willow, I'm sorry.
you don't say anything. You're weak. Dad was right about that.
Did you point to Dorian? Sorry, you point to Dorian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. I'm gonna go find Alan. Nobody
Willow.
else is gonna fucking look for him. Yeah.
As you make your way out,
Fuck you bitches. I'm using the Madness Network. I don't need y'all. Time
What
to go
ti-
crazy.
What time is it? Is it early? Is it late?
it is
It's
getting
daytime.
there's probably a few
I
hours
can't
left
leave yet.
in the evening before the sun rises and you all have to slumber for the day. So you have a few hours left.
Oh, I got time.
And one moment, forget her name already. Lara.
No.
As you're-
please, no.
Laura,
As-
that bitch. Step to me, Laura.
As you're leaving, Lara says, Willow, this
You want slut?
letter, this is for you. And she hands you a letter.
She looks at Laura like a fucking skank. And she opens it.
I'm almost spicy right now.
I smell skanks.
Hey, that's our skank. No, sorry, I'm not here.
I open the letter.
Before you read the letter, what are the rest of you doing as Willow
Leaves.
makes her way out? Do you stay? Do you leave? Do you find somewhere else to go? I'm just curious if there's anything else. Where would you all be? Where would you all like to go?
I think I would wait for it to be, if Val is hanging around, I would wait, depending on what she did, I'd wait to talk to Dorian one-on-one.
Yeah, I'd want to stay with the siblings, but Willow is storming out, so not her.
Considering Willow is storming out, and if the boys are staying, and also if Uncle Jacques is still there, I think it's a little bit too much.
I think
for-
Jacques left.
He did, yeah.
He did.
Yes,
okay,
Jacques
that's
left.
good.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, Jacques got
I
wounded.
think-
Jacques is resting.
oh, sweet
feel
little
that.
baby. Good for him.
Willow also, yeah, is pretty badly wounded.
I'm too
I
old
think
for
I'll
this
go.
shit.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying to
true, that's
myself
true.
in a
Willow
coffin
got
somewhere.
Willow got pretty badly injured, and is the sister thing. So I think.
That's
I
right.
think
You got a gaping wound in your chest.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
Val's gonna say. She'll just be like. "There's a
Hey,
lot of
Sky,
words."
thanks for the raid.
Thanks for the raid,
Hi,
Sky.
Seamer.
Hey, welcome.
We heard you screaming earlier.
I sent you my clip already. I don't know if you watched it, but there's a lot of new things to learn as a kindred. A lot of vocabulary. I guess family is one of those words that means something different than it did when we were human. And I'll follow Val, or I mean not Val, follow Willow.
Oh my god, go. Come find
Not like
Ellen with
closely,
me.
but I'm just gonna go like see if I can check on her if I can find her. But
So the two of the two sisters make their way toward the exit.
We're the skank.
Silas and Dorian. What do the two of you do? Oh, you're muted.
Whoopsie. What's Dorian doing right now? Is he sitting down? Is he just like slumped on the ground?
Exactly what I'm doing right here. He's doing this.
On the ground in a chair.
Yeah,
We-
no, he has. Hey, you're not here. Cool it.
You walked out.
Call me weak to my face, again. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna sit down on like a table, like a small table that's off on the side by the wall, and like there's probably like two chairs there, and I lean down and just put my head in my hand.
I think Silas would go walk over and sit next to him. And Silas would be like, so what did you have planned with Mother, or what did you have planned with Mother, Dorian? What did that no mean to you?
She was disappointed in me. We were going to. He looks around.
I see Dorian look around, and I will cast Sense the Unseen once again. Just seeing his eyes dart. See if Jacques is somewhere.
Jacques, are you in this room at all?
This is the room where the fighting happened.
Where are the
I think
two
we
of
walked to a
you?
different room. Like
Yeah.
we followed Willow out. We're not in that room, but we're in.
Got it.
We're still close by. We walked to a
Um,
different room of the house.
Would you be spying on them at all?
Not that they know of. No, maybe through security cameras, like later, but not now.
Okay, so you're not so you activate Sense the Unseen, Silas, and you do not see Jacques
in the
room.
shadows or anything.
Yeah.
Well, this must be very serious, brother.
We were going to kill Jacques. And take away his control of this family. She said she did it for us.
Yeah, and I believe her. But there's some point where you have to take a stand, and I don't think that no matter how powerful she was, she'd be able to hold off the Camarilla or anyone that came after us. You can only hide that for so long.
I just thought maybe there was a way. I thought there was something we could do. Surely she must know more than I did, and I made a mistake. I didn't mean to hurt Willow. I didn't. I mean, if I could make a mistake like that, then maybe I really don't know what I'm doing yet. Maybe I am putting my family in danger.
Look, Jacques' gonna be pissed for a while, but this family looks after one another as long as they're not killing our own kind.
Silas, what if it had been one of us? What if it was Val? Or Willow? Or me?
What do you mean if it was one of you?
What if we had done what Mother did? Would you still be so quick to throw them aside?
Mother did it over and over and over again. She knew the power she was taking. I still taste it. My brain is on fire from the power that she had. I think we've learned a lesson tonight, Dorian.
And what lesson is that?
We are very small fish in a very large pond. But fish get bigger, Dorian. And you know how they get bigger? By eating other fish.
I thought that's what Mom got in trouble for in the first place.
And it's a learned lesson. But physically eating another fish
I know.
doesn't have to be the only way to get bigger. You can have other I want to drop this fish metaphor, but I'm going with it.
No, just drop it. I get
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're saying.
Stay with the
Yeah,
fish.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love
You
the
don't
fish.
need to continue with this fish metaphor.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm terrible with metaphors.
I don't understand. You don't care what they did to Alan?
Of course, I care what they did to Alan, Dorian. He was my brother just as much as he was yours. But
And the rest of
Don't-
you,
don't you feel it, Dorian? The power that we have.
no. This power compared to what we've seen? Silas, before I had power, I was climbing the company ranks. I was able to affect a lot, and now I find this new world, and what power I have comparatively, it's nothing.
Are you still thinking about the fucking company, Dorian?
I'm just saying the position that we were in before, that I was in before, I felt much more powerful than I feel now. I always told myself that I wouldn't raise my kids the way that Dad raised us. And that the rest of you, that us kids, we are all that we had. We got each other through everything. If it were you, Silas, I wouldn't let anyone do that to you. I wouldn't stop for anything.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, Dorian. Jacques would have torn any of our throats out. That's why I didn't want to get involved. You know that. I don't know what it is, but I want to see what the future holds. I don't hate this life.
Maybe you didn't have as much to lose from the old one.
You know your boys will be fine.
Will they?
I'll
In 20 years?
I will make sure that they will be fine.
How can you? If they start digging around the way Alan did? If they start asking the wrong questions? Then what? Jacques sends them away to get mysteriously taken care of?
We turned out fine. You know how much they appreciate the Lysander bloodline. I know Alan was an outlier, but
My kids are babies.
I know, Dorian.
I'm not willing to put them at risk for anything. And I'm not willing to let their fates lie in Jacques' hands.
So what do you intend on doing?
We can't go against the Camarilla. But Jacques is not the Camarilla. And I made a promise to Mother. I'm just gonna be smarter about it. I have time.
You've got all the time in the world now.
Not all the time. 10, 15 years maybe. Till my boys get smart enough. Start poking around. Start wondering where Dad's been. And you know there's a third on the way. I don't even know if I told you that.
You didn't. Congratulations.
We have to do something about him. You get that, right?
Oh, I understand.
And Dorian just nods his head.
And Silas will put his hand on his shoulder and get up from the table they're sitting at. And Silas will be like, I'm gonna get out of here. It's a little too much tension in the air. I'm gonna go to the Chantry and try to learn some new stuff.
Silas, you leave your brother, and Dorian, you sit and remain in the room. It's dark. You feel alone. None of your siblings are near you anymore. And you're still trying to process what happened this evening. Did it really happen? Did you really watch your mother die? You feel that blood surge through you. The vitae of another kindred inside. And you sit and contemplate. Silas, you return to the Chantry. Is there anything that you tell them about this evening?
I tell them everything about Mother. But not
And you-
Dorian. Not my suspicion of Dorian.
And you report in everything about what happened that evening and your mother to the Tremere Chantry.
And,
And
you
you
know,
will be-
I hand over the vial with the remnants of the blood that's in it and to confirm if they need to.
And you will be well rewarded for this. And you are taught new rituals within the Tremere for this, for giving them this information. And the two sisters, Val, you catch up to Willow on her way out. You see in her hands a letter with a wax seal on it, with an L in script.
Oh no. Will, what's that? Are you okay? Are you, I mean, like physically, I know.
Just turns to you with a gaping.
I know.
Just does one of those pointed, like, one of the looks. She who must not be named handed me the letter.
Oh, the skank.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My God, she's so lowbrow. The way she carries around that large Burberry handbag just really disgusts me.
Oh my God, don't get me started. It's an affront to my eyes. But what? That's the Lysander seal,
Stellar.
though, not hers.
Got him. Okay.
That's our seal.
Yeah.
Is it from him?
She's kind of. Can I Are we outside of the house?
You're at the front lobby entrance. Not quite outside yet, but standing in the lobby.
Sense the unseen before I open this.
Everyone's
You guys are
Trust no
learning.
bitch. Trust no bitch.
I'm not
You're
opening
learning.
this shit.
You're
Um,
learning.
Yeah, I don't trust no
Dude,
bitches.
Uncle Jacques has breathed on me. If I could, I would.
Jacques, are you happening to be in the area listening in near Willow and Val at this moment?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to
So,
still roll?
I'm gonna have you. You don't need to roll for it. If he's not in the area, nobody else is there.
Okay.
And you, I will say, you sense, and there's nobody. There's no presence there.
Okay. She's gonna rip it open then.
You break the wax seal open, and it is a letter. And you look at the bottom. It's signed by your mother.
Oh my god.
Wow, we were insulting her.
Willow.
Okay. Okay.
I'm so sorry. If you're reading this, it means something terrible has happened.
She
And
nods.
I am no longer here. I love you. And your sister. And your 3 brothers.
Damn straight.
I've always wanted to make sure that you would be safe. And I know that this world that you have entered is cruel and punishing. And I know that there may be troubling times ahead of you. You may be afraid of Uncle Jacques and the Camarilla and whatever things they may have. But know that I've done what I can to try to keep you safe. Go to Dorian. He will help you and give you strength in order to weather this.
Oh.
And she signs it. Your mother, Anna Lysander.
I'll let Val read it. Like I'll hand it to her. And then we should burn it. I take a lighter out of my purse and I burn it.
Okay.
fire frenzy check.
It's like on
Roll
fire.
a
in my
frenzy,
hand.
yeah. Roll a fear frenzy. No, I'm just kidding.
Please let us frenzy before the end.
You burn the letter.
Yeah, I ain't playing no
And-
games with that shit. I'll stomp it out if there's anything remaining, but yeah. Kind of look at Val. I don't really know what she means, and I did just dramatically walk away. I feel like it would make me look a little bit like a loser if I walked back in.
You can always pass it along to them later. They're not going anywhere.
Oh my god, that's right. We don't have cell phones anymore. I was about to say I text Dorian. I tell him, meet me here. Fuck.
I mean, we could go find him. He's surely not. You know he's just moping in one of these rooms.
Yeah, he totally is just moping in one of these rooms. It's been a while, though. Oh, okay. You forced my hand. We have to go look. And turn on my heel and...
So you head back in. You don't leave. You head back upstairs to
Yeah.
find Dorian.
Oh. Trying to leave.
The two of you make your way back in to the house of the Lysander family. It's so hard to leave this place. You keep finding yourself coming back. And just as you were about to step out the door, you see this letter and you go back to find your brother to perhaps understand what your mother was writing in this letter.
Ugh.
And that is where our camera fades.
No.
And we end Ancestral Blood.
What?
As you all have survived your first few nights as kindred in the Lysander family. Congratulations.
Barely.
Congratulations.
Oh my
Fresh
god.
licks.
Oh
Give us our mom back.
George, why?
Wow.
Oh my god, George, how dare you defile my art in this way?
Yeah.
You're
You
welcome.
bitch. You bitch.
Copyright claim.
Wow.
I'm copyright claiming this.
Oh man.
Congratulations, everybody. You survived. Only your mother died.
Barely.
Okay.
That's all. And our brother.
And your
our
brother.
Fucking
Although
Alan.
he was probably dead before this started.
And that vampire that Dorian killed.
I just want to say,
Yes.
I had no idea going into this at any point any of that shit about Alan. Tracy brought that to me in game, and I'm like, oh, I'll just make that work. That's fine.
Fuck
Yeah,
Alan,
by
I
the
guess.
way, how could you, Jacques? How could you do something you didn't know?
Yeah, Jacques, you jerk.
Yeah, can we get a round of applause for Tracy, by the way, for the first time storytelling?
Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. This was so good.
Combat and stuff is hard.
So
That's all I'm
juicy.
gonna say.
It's very hard. There's
Yeah.
all like the contested
lot.
roles.
I
And
don't understand this game. I'm just here.
And cheers for the first time, kindred. Woo.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's our
congrats,
first
everyone.
time.
Thanks everybody in chat for hanging out. I'm so glad everybody enjoyed it. It really chat. You guys were really into it, and all of the messages that everybody's been sending in the Discord and stuff. Really appreciate it. I am so glad that you guys enjoyed this little story.
Oh, Delaron, thanks for
Thank
the
you.
subs.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Sub gifts. I really enjoy these 4 characters a lot. I enjoy the dynamic. I wish, again, because we were only slotted to do 3 episodes, I really wanted to give them more time to interact as siblings, but of course you have to get through a plot. So it's really hard, but I really love the dynamic that these 4 have created for their characters, and of course their uncle as well, who has always been looming over them. So I'm so glad that all of you enjoyed it. I say the end with a question mark, as maybe there might be more things to come for Vampire the Masquerade. Let us know in the Discord what you think, how you enjoyed it, all of your thoughts. We're all there to chat and hang out, and yeah, we're so happy that you were able to join us for our first ever Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle here on MagiRPG. We all love Vampire the Masquerade, so we want to play more of it. We want to play more stuff in World of Darkness. So stay tuned on the channel, because we're definitely going to do more World of Darkness stuff. That is a fact. Period. Okay. I guess that's anything else anybody wants to sign off for the evening.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Don't
feel sad.
diablerize.
Yeah, don't
I'm gonna-
diablerize your fellow
I'm gonna
kindred.
be sad not putting this makeup on again.
I mean, maybe you can
know.
put it on for Grim Domains. Maybe it'd be fun.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think maybe I've
not?
learned that I should diablerize, because that's how you become the big fish.
Yeah.
That's
when,
what I've learned.
You're gonna have to put it on again when we try to kill you in the full game.
Silas Jr. making the worst metaphor about how to rise and rank. No, maybe not the eat bigger fish one.
I couldn't help but think that
That's
they
my
were
plan.
also literally fishing out the bodies to become more powerful.
Oh
Yeah.
my
The
god.
fish metaphor really.
It really made it for me. I love
It was
that.
on the nose until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Amazing. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you so much. We will be back tomorrow for Blades in the Dark. So see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday this week. We hope to
Full
see you
week.
for more MagiRPG. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Team Camarilla for life.
I do not have the
Camarilla.
ending prep.
No Anarch,
no.
no Sabat. Let's go.
No,
Boo
Sabat.
Sabat.
Quick,
Boo
end it.
Sabat.
Tracy's dabbing into
Boo.
Do that. Can you
Hey.
do that? Can you do
Can we
that
get-
gigolo dance?
Can we get the
Can you
gigolo
do-
dance before we end?
dance, yeah.
All right.
Come on and
We're
And
good.
blood.
Good night, everybody.
blood.
Bye.
Blood.